Hello students. In this video, we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 11, magnetic materials. Now before we start and look into the magnetic materials, let's revise a little bit what we have studied in the last year. Last year also you have studied about magnets. So we took the case of a bar magnet, is it not? So the diagram shown over here is that of a bar magnet. You know that magnetic monopoles do not exist. Always you have a magnetic dipole, that is north and south pole will exist together, is it not? You never have a north pole separate and south pole separate. You always have north pole and south pole together. Even if you go on cutting a magnet, still there will be a north pole and south pole formed in each small part of that magnet. Then we had seen about the pole strength. Qm is called as the pole strength. For north pole, we say that the pole strength is positive or plus Qm, and for south pole, the pole strength is minus Qm. Then we had seen a term called magnetic dipole moment. What is magnetic dipole moment? Magnetic dipole moment is similar to the electric dipole moment. In electrostatics, you had seen that electric dipole moment is always pointing from negative charge to positive charge. In the same way, magnetic dipole moment points from south pole of the magnet to the north pole of the magnet. Then we had seen one more important property, that if we have a current carrying loop, like this, where the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction. See, this is the anti-clockwise direction. Then it acts as a magnet. If you are seeing this loop from top, the north pole is formed at the top, and if you see from the down, you will see that the current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. So a south pole is formed at the down part. Okay, so if I draw this loop of current carrying coil like this is the direction of the current in the anti-clockwise direction. I can say that this acts as a magnet. With north pole at the top and south pole at the bottom. Now how do you remember this? You can use your right hand thumb rule, that if you curl your fingers in the direction of the current, then your direction of the thumb shows the north pole. Okay, so in that way you can remember this. We had seen this in the last year also. So the same thing I have shown over here, that this is a current carrying loop. The current direction is anti-clockwise. So north pole is formed at the top part of the coil and south pole at the bottom. And magnetic moment direction is going to be like this. This is the direction of the magnetic dipole moment. From the south pole towards the north pole is the direction of magnetic dipole moment. Okay. Now we are going to find out the magnetic moment of an electron revolving around the nucleus of an atom. In this particular derivation, we are just going to find out what is the magnetic moment of an electron which is revolving around the nucleus. Now you know that a bar magnet, if you take, obviously it is magnetic material, but what is causing the magnetism? Why is it a magnetic material? Why are few materials magnetic and why are few materials not magnetic? Okay, and what is the reason for the magnetism? So the reason for the magnetism in any particular object is the electrons which are spinning around the nucleus. They are revolving around the nucleus. Those electrons are spinning around themselves. So what are all these electrons? When they are revolving around the nucleus, I can say that they are forming current loops. is it not? So if I have a electron which is revolving around a nucleus, so this is the nucleus, say positively charged nucleus is there. There is an electron, which is revolving around this nucleus, say in the clockwise direction. This electron is revolving in this direction, in clockwise direction. So there is a charge which is in motion. So I can say that there is current flowing through this particular loop. And what is the direction of current? We always say that the direction of current is the direction in which positive charges are flowing. Electron is a negative charge. So if electron is flowing in this direction, I say that current is flowing in the opposite direction. The direction of current is anti-clockwise. Is it not? Because current, the conventional current, when we speak of it, it is the motion in which the positive charges are going to move, right? Electron is a negatively charged particle. So if electrons are moving in clockwise direction, the current is said to be moving in the anti-clockwise direction. So what is happening? Whenever there is any motion of charges, there is a current associated, right? And whenever there is a current flowing through a loop, we know that it is going to act as a magnet. See, this current carrying loop is acting as a bar magnet. North pole at the top and south pole at the bottom, if the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, right? So this loop is going to act as a magnet. Now moving charges means we have electrons which are revolving around the nucleus. These electrons are also spinning around themselves. And moreover, the nucleus also contributes to the magnetism, because the protons and neutrons, not neutrons because they are anyways neutral, but the protons are spinning. So they are moving, right? There is some motion of those protons. So they also contribute to some magnetism. But we are not going to get into those details. Right now we are going to speak only about electrons which are revolving or orbiting around this positively charged nucleus. So let's find how this electron, or what is the magnetic moment of this particular electron which is revolving around the nucleus of an atom. So we have an electron, as we discussed earlier, this is the electron which is moving in clockwise direction. If electron is moving in clockwise direction, current is in anti-clockwise direction. So there is a current in anti-clockwise direction. The radius of this particular orbit is small r. I can say that there is a magnetic dipole moment which is acting in the upward direction. See how is the current? The current is in anti-clockwise direction. So I can say that this loop acts as a magnet with north pole at the top and south pole at the bottom. Is it not? And how is the direction of the magnetic dipole moment? It is from south pole to north pole. So I have this as the direction of magnetic dipole moment. Now what is the formula for this magnetic dipole moment? M, it is denoted by small m. I have written ORB, M orb or M orbital, because this is because of the orbital motion of the electron. Similarly, we will get magnetic dipole moment due to the spin motion. Okay, but those values are very small and compared to the orbital motion. So this M orbital is of more importance. So this M orbital formula is I into A. I is the current in the loop and A is the area enclosed. A is the area enclosed. Now suppose this electron is revolving in clockwise direction with a speed v and radius r. Now what is going to be the value of current? See, I want to find M orbital. Okay, आपल्याला काय फाइंड करायचं आहे? आपल्याला M orbital फाइंड करायचं आहे. So what is the formula for that? It is IA. सो पहिले मी I फाइंड करेन, मग मी A फाइंड करेन. So substituting I and A, I will get the M orbital. Okay, always while doing any derivation, try to remember why you are doing a particular thing. Try to remember the path in which you are going to proceed with a particular derivation. Okay, so I have this I equal to E upon T. See, you know current is what? The rate at which charges are flowing. When you say rate, it itself includes time. So I is equal to Q, charge upon time. Here what is the charge? Charge is 1 electron. So charge on 1 electron, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, that is our E. So I get I is equal to E upon capital T. What is this capital T? Capital T is the time period, that is the time taken by the electron to complete one revolution or to go around the orbit once. That is our T. And you already know, you have studied circular motion, rotational motion, that this T is equal to 2 pi by omega, where omega is the angular speed. Omega is the angular speed. So I can substitute T is equal to 2 pi by omega in this place. So I get I is equal to E upon 2 pi omega. This omega I can take to the numerator. So I is equal to E omega upon 2 pi. Right? Now what is this omega? Omega is V upon R. You know the relation V is equal to R omega, is it not? So from that I get omega is equal to V upon R. So substitute over here in place of omega. So I get E upon 2 pi. In place of omega, I have written V upon R. Right? So I get the relation I is equal to EV upon 2 pi R. This is the current. We want to find the orbital magnetic moment, M orb. What was the formula for that? IA, current into the area. So M orbital is equal to, I substitute the equation for I, that is EV upon 2 pi R. See, that is what we found out, no? Current is equal to EV upon 2 pi R. So we have substituted that value of current. And A is what? Area enclosed by the loop. It is a circular orbit. For our convenience, we have taken it as a circular orbit. We actually know that the orbit is not circular, it can be elliptical or any other shape. But that part we will deal with in quantum mechanics. Right now we are going to assume that it is a circular path and take the area as pi r square. Okay. So M orbital is equal to half EVR. This RR is going to get cancelled. See, R square and this R will get cancelled. Pi and pi will get cancelled. So I will get EVR upon 2. What is this? This is M orbital, magnetic dipole moment due to the electron revolving around the positively charged nucleus. Okay, so this is the equation that we have got, right? This is an important equation. Now we want to write this particular equation in terms of the angular momentum, because it is seen that this magnetic dipole moment is dependent on the angular momentum, right? For this particular electron which we had seen earlier, what is the orbital angular momentum? You know that angular momentum is given by r bar cross p bar. Angular momentum is a vector quantity that is equal to r bar cross p bar. R is the radius vector and p is momentum, mass into velocity, is it not? So if I want to find the direction of L bar, I can use the cross product also, right? See, R is directed in this way and P is directed this way. Electron is moving in clockwise direction, is it not? So velocity is downward direction. So mass into velocity, that is momentum, is also in the downward direction. Now how to find R bar cross P bar? If you remember in 11th you have studied. Curl your fingers of right hand from the first vector to the second vector along the smallest angle, and the direction in which your thumb points will give you the direction of the product. So if you curl, just try out, curl your fingers from R bar to P bar. Your thumb will be pointing in the downward direction. So L bar is going to point in the downward direction. So see, we have shown our L bar in downward direction. Magnetic dipole moment is in the upward direction and L bar is in the downward direction if this electron is moving in clockwise direction, right? Now let's try to write this m orbital in terms of the L. So I get m orbital is equal to EVR upon 2. This is what we got, is it not here? EVR upon 2. So same thing I have written. I will just multiply it and divide it by mass of electron, that is ME. It is mass of the electron. Now see, what is this term? MEVR. What is that? That is nothing but our angular momentum. Angular momentum is MVR. So I get the relation m orbital is equal to E upon 2me into L. So this is the relation between m orbital and angular momentum. It is seen that orbital magnetic moment is directly proportional to the orbital angular momentum. Okay? And what else do we know? That the directions, if we write it in vector form, m bar is equal to minus E, because charge is negative, is it not? It is a negatively charged, it is an electron, so it has a minus charge. And L bar, so this minus charge is showing that the directions are opposite. That is what is shown by this minus sign. M bar and L bar are oppositely directed. Okay? And this particular term, E upon 2me, it is called as the gyromagnetic ratio. It is called as the gyromagnetic ratio. This formula is also important because you can get problems ki find the gyromagnetic ratio. Okay? So E upon 2me is the gyromagnetic ratio. Now further you can write this formula as, according to the Bohr's atomic model, we know that L is equal to nh upon 2 pi. Orbital angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi, where h is the Planck's constant. We know this. This is according to the Bohr's atomic model, right? So I can also write it as m orbital is equal to E upon 2me, that is the gyromagnetic ratio, into L. Now in place of L, I have put this, I have substituted this in place of L. Okay? So solving that, I will get m orbital is equal to ENH upon 4 pi me. This is also a formula for m orbital. So this shows that the magnetic moment, orbital magnetic moment, depends on n. It is directly proportional to n. N is the orbit. If it is the first orbit, m orbital is lesser. If it goes on increasing, this m orbital is going to change, right? So for the first orbit, n is equal to 1, and we can find out this value of m orbital, and that is equal to 9.274 into 10 to the power of minus 24 ampere per meter square. This is the formula for m orbital. Okay, and that is also called as the Bohr magneton. It is also called as the Bohr magneton, right? So this was about how to find the magnetic moment of an electron which is revolving around the nucleus of an atom. In the next video, we will be seeing what is magnetization and magnetic intensity. Thank you.